Coach, another solid win for you guys last week. Really got the passing game going, it seemed like. And I know injuries obviously led you guys having passed the ball a little bit more, but Kyle was, I thought, very, very sharp.
Yeah, he threw the ball really well. I think he was 22 of 26, I believe. And we had a couple drops, but on those drops, they weren't. I'm okay with that. They were pretty hard catches, and but our receivers, Kyle's feels pretty blessed having his receivers he gets to throw to, and that's a lot of 7-on-7s through the summer, a lot of work since February getting our receivers where they need to be, and you need to definitely have some defensive backs to be able to guard us, and because our receivers know how to get open, and Kyle definitely knows when to throw the ball, and when you get a quarterback that can throw a ball so the ball hits them when they're open, that's crucial, because a lot of times you'll see the ball leave his hand, and at that time the receiver's not open, but by the time it gets where that hole is, they're wide open, and it's pretty nice. It's special to watch it, but Kyle's been throwing in this system his whole life, so it's a lot of fun to watch. I mean, when I see some things going and I see him checking some calls at the line, I'm like, what's he seeing? I was like, oh, I see it now. It's special, and he did have a big game. Hunter, he's fine, but he got a bruised thigh, not a bruised thigh, a shin. He took one pretty bad on the shin, and early, like second carry of the game, and so I didn't know about it. Of course, Hunter, that kid's tough. He wouldn't tell me anyway, and one of my players, Kyle, actually came up to me and says, Dad, I think Hunter got nailed in the shin. I said, what? And so I go talk to Hunter, and sure enough, so we don't run the ball, and then we work on getting our backup in the second half, and then I think we run the ball one time in the second half, but that was okay. We needed to work our passing game anyway, so it was a lot. It was fun. The kids enjoyed it.
And it seemed like as well, you were also, it seemed like a game plan thing is throwing out of the backfield, getting it to Hunter.
Absolutely.
Out of there is, in terms of what the defense was giving you, that was a part of it.
Oh, it was going in right away. It was. We knew we're pretty dangerous with our running backs in our passing game. They're highly involved in our passing game, and we encourage teams to blitz. We want blitzes. I do. I know people think, oh, you don't want people. No, I get excited when, and our kids do. Our O-line does. Everyone, we get excited when we see blitzes because now it's like I see one-on-ones, and let's see if you can guard our kids one-on-one, and hopefully our kids are better than that, and they can't be guarded one-on-one, and it definitely opens some things up. And so if you load the box to try to stop the run, you need to definitely be able to guard outside. And Hunter, going in the game, we knew we were going to throw the ball a lot to running back, and that was a huge part of our game plan. But really that game plan changed quick too, because I couldn't release Hunter no more neither. So we just and our kids, it didn't even phase them. Our receivers, I told them, you guys, we're not going to release our running back right now, and so. It does change routes. Our routes have to change because we got to compensate for the Hunter not coming out, and to pick on defenders, and it was a lot of fun. Our kids, I was really proud. I was really proud of all our receivers, from Carlton to Bateman. Bateman, he's my kid. He's my new kid I get on constantly, because man, if anyone's come and watch that young man. He's pretty darn. He's something to watch. That kid's potential is, and I say that I've said about Carlton, and but Bateman I don't think gets enough recognition. That kid he's pretty something. He's something to watch. He's so quick, and his hips turn. He'll go out of a break he'll break a 90 degrees full stride. It doesn't even change speed, and so it's a lot of fun watching Bateman. And I seen him mature a lot this last game, and. Yeah, because that first touchdown he caught, that was a check with him and Kyle. I didn't call that. They checked that, and sure enough, it was wide open, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jalen played very well. I mentioned Carlton, and I want to mention again Ramirez. Goodness,
is he not special? Oh my gosh, that kid is. I don't know. I can't say enough about Alex Ramirez. That little kid he's just a stick of dynamite. I don't know what else to say about him. I told you guys earlier, he's the kid I'll argue with Kyle, get mad at Kyle because he thinks he's open every play. I don't care. And on film, we'll look at like, dude, you have two people on, you're not open, but I guarantee it coming off the sideline, I'm wide open. Let's go.
Open, yeah. And that punt return, I don't know what it looked like on film, but it just looked like there was so much patience by him to find that seam and get right up the middle.
And that's the thing, they punted to him the whole night, and you pick your poison, because I guarantee Marcelo's pretty darn tough at returning punts too. And so it's like I can't wait to see which one they're going to kick to if they kick the ball, because both of them are pretty dangerous. And
the credit Marcelo, some of the blocks that he laid out on those punt returns, right?
Some of them blocks, he took out 2 people. I mean, Marcelo. Let's just say Marcelo ain't afraid to lay it down. He'll hit, and he's gotten the big hit of the game for the last 2 games now, and if he gets a third, that's the most I've ever gave out to a kid. So, and the other kid I gave out, man, he had a full ride going to Oregon. He was a pretty special young man. So I'm thinking, man, Marcelo, he's ready to hit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and there was another hit. Hunter on picking up a blitz. Was that another?
Oh my God! Yes, you've seen that too.
Yeah, Hunter picked up a blitz midway through the game, and it was one of those where you saw it, and it was like, holy
cow.
It
was a screen, and we ran a screen, and so our line released, and because we knew they were gonna blitz, and so we my son he picked the key up. We checked. We ran our screen, and it was perfect on everything on that. And sure enough, and Hunter. Oh my gosh, that was, I don't know, I think the kid's back hit the ground before anything else. That was a pretty good hit. And anyway, I was proud of our kids. This is a different group of kids I've ever coached. I'm a pretty serious person, and it's taken me some while to adjust, because this group it's different. They're so relaxed, and they're constantly goofing around. They are. I just gave up nowadays. I can't get them to where it's just they're constantly goofing around. Now when it's business, it's business. They're on the field, it's business. I mean, they're not messing around there, but it's a different group, that's for sure. I mean, they're wanting to dance. They dance all the time. At halftime, they're rapping. It's amazing. It's an amazing group. But I guess I look back and I look at them and I think, God, they're having the time of their life right now, and what a blessing to be part of it with them, And our coaches and I, we just look at each other and just laugh. I mean, because they're crazy. It is, and our kids are definitely having a great time. And as long as we're getting our work done, I guess that's fine. So.
Yeah. Should mention the defense as well. And the defensive line had another great game for you guys, right? I mean, you look at from Scotty to Rhett to Peter and of course Bubba. I mean, Bubba, him switching over to defensive line has really made a big difference for you guys.
Oh, it has. We knew when after the Roswell scrimmage, we knew we were going to have to make some changes, and we did. And it was a hard one, because we were depending on one of our other kids stepping up on the O-line. And actually now we got another rotator on the O-line, and I think he'll step in just fine if we need him. And that's Medina, little Medina. He looks pretty good on the O-line also. So, that gives us our 6 on the line. And but Bubba, man, that kid, again, when I think of Bubba, and I look at Bubba, and I look at Isaiah Sedania, they're grown men. They really are. You don't talk to them as a kid, because them kids are very mature young men, and those are 2 kids that I always joke with Bubba and stuff. I mean, if I ever were to start a business, I mean, both those kids, I'd hire them in a heartbeat. Those are the kind of people you want that are going to get things done, and they're good young men.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought also you really depended on your secondary to go one-on-one a lot in that game. I mean, bringing Jacob up from the safety to play basically playing corner, and
Gerber looked pretty darn good coming up too. I tell you, I was kind of worried a little bit about it, and I was going to see how Gerber did that, coming up and being in there in the linebacker. Man, he looks pretty darn salty up there. He's not afraid to get up there and get dirty. So I was really proud of Gerber. And they hit 2 slants, I think, on us, and one of them. Our DB was breaking on the ball and he tripped. He stumbled on his own darn feet, and that happens. And I mean, heck, it happens in the NFL. You'll see it. And he knew it was coming, but he was going to try to jump to pick the ball. And I don't know. It's hard to get mad at a kid when they're doing that. I was just glad we had Cello back there so no one could beat us, make a long run. And but no, I thought our DBs did well. And Jace, the kid gets better every game. And he's so, I don't know, He's a kid that you look at, it doesn't look like he has a lot of confidence and stuff, but he does. Trust me, that kid has confidence, but he doesn't act like that. He doesn't go out and make the big show that I just broke up that player or nothing like that. He's not that type of kid. He just goes right back to the line. He'll help the guy up and go right back and get back to business, and he's pretty special. So we got him and kicker. Alex and Jace right now, they're playing they're playing really well at corners. Their technique, I'm really proud of how good our staff has done on them and on their everything, their technique and everything. I mean, no one's getting by them, and that's huge. That's huge.
Also didn't have to punt again this week, so I'm sure you're happy about that.
Yeah, I was worried on one. We had a 3rd and 9 there, and I was like, how did it get 3rd down already? I don't know what the heck. I couldn't figure out how we got to 3rd down, and obviously we ran and Julian got open, and anytime Julian's open, we're going to give him the ball. And that was a good ball, by the way. Kyle, one of our old linemen, kind of let go a little early right there, and Kyle, as soon as he was letting go of that ball, he had a guy in his chest, and that was a really good ball. I had to show our kids yesterday that and film and get on our old line for letting that defender go a little early, and it was supposed to be a quick set, and it wasn't. And there was some miscommunication there. But I was really proud of Kyle getting rid of that ball and to hit Julian on that 3rd down because I dang sure didn't want to punt. Our goal is to go as long as we can without punting the ball. So we'll see.
This week you head back up to the Albuquerque area. You get Highland. Highland better than last year, fair to say.
Yeah.
They picked up their
absolutely.
first win in 15 games last week against Rio Grande. So this is going to be a different group than what we saw in 2004.
It is. They I think offensively they look better too. I do. Defensively they're the same. They don't have a lot of kids that go both ways. They have a couple, but they got some weapons. They definitely have some weapons, and we'll see. I know. I feel pretty confident about our defensive game plan going into the game. I think our defensive staff did a great job getting the game plan ready. We'll see how it plays out, and hopefully, we have no injuries this week. That's a crucial one, and no stupid penalties. I would love to get through a game without a gazillion penalties like this last game. That was a pretty rough game on penalties, and those are things we definitely got to clean up. And we'll see what happens this week, and we got to take care of business. That's for sure.
What do you expect? I mean, in terms of this, is going to be a team that's going to try to pass the ball on you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see them trying to run the ball, but who knows? I don't know. They might. I would say no. I'm going to think they're going to try to pass the ball around, and because I mean the 2 running teams we've faced right now, I think we've done pretty well against run teams, which is a good thing for our district. So we'll see what happens. We're going to keep working that, and we work other players too. We'll have there's some offensive players that we play on defense that we haven't played on defense, but we might be playing on defense.
And maybe on offense as well, maybe see some different guys in there for you this week as well.
Yeah, we still have a couple pretty good receivers there on that defensive squad that are pretty talented, that's for sure.
Yeah, and obviously similar for you guys offense. You've got to be pretty happy for the most part with the way the offense has performed the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I am. I thought it worked out good that we got to pass the ball. We got to work a lot of our passing game because I think Hunter could have really had a heck of a ball game this last game running the ball, and we went to got to work a lot of our passing game. So that was good. That was good.
Got to work it there.
Yeah.
And I guess, maybe more than anything else this week is keeping the guys focused on this week because we all know what's coming up in 2 weeks. And that's certainly a challenge for you guys as a coaching staff, isn't it?
It is. And, I addressed that with that issue on, the Mayfield coming up, the green team over there. It's hard not to, the kids got it in their mind. I know it's just important that we can't overlook these guys, and we can't go into a game thinking, well, all we care about is the next game because that's when the team will jump up and bite you. And so our kids, I think they're pretty focused about what we got to get done. They're making the right calls, and we're making the right checks, and we'll finish our checks today of what we're going to do offensively and against whatever they're going to throw at us defensively, and we'll knock that out today. And I don't know, that we play Mayfield here in a little while, and I think our kids will be ready for that too. I know they're excited about it, and we addressed it yesterday, and I had to because I know that's on a lot of our kids' minds right now. So. Yeah,
and I'm sure it's on the coaching staff mind too, because you guys are already thinking about guys are thinking about games in the future.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. So, well, Coach, we certainly look forward to seeing what's going to happen on Friday night, and thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you.